VEDE day 5, last morning at this hotel, because today we're going to go to Capri, and then we're going to go to Sorrento. It's going to be cool. Yeah, it's a cold morning today, but it's always cold up here in these mountains, and yeah, that's all I can really say right now. It's going to be a 3-hour drive north south to Naples, where we're going to get the boat to Capri, and yeah, it's gonna be that kind of a day. Just a day to go to one place and walk around a lot. That'll be alright. Gonna be a guided tour of Capri. I don't even really know what Capri's famous for, except for being a resort, but you know, probably more than I'm aware of. I don't really know what else I can say right now. Yeah. So then we took a good long drive through the Italian countryside. There we passed a lot of cool mountains that I took a lot of pictures of, and none of which were Vesuvius until, well, this one. And the thing about Vesuvius is that it's split in 2 parts because it's actually the eruptions over the years have split the mountain so that it has a cone, and then it has the part of the mountain that's below it that's been exploded off. So yeah, just goes to show you what kind of power that thing has. Then once we got to Naples, we got to the pier, and then there was this castle that was literally right next to the pier, which was really, really, really cool. I don't know exactly who built it or when, but it was really neat to see. Then they actually had an actual pizza margherita in the place where it was invented, which was Naples, even though it was a cheap one that came from like a stand or whatever, but it was okay. And then we took a boat over to Capri, which was really nice, and then we got to see the Capri as we approached, and the buildings there were really, really pretty, so I took a lot of pictures of them, as you do. And then we took a cable car up to the actual mountain itself, and we got to see over the whole ocean, which was really, really, really beautiful. And then we got to take a walk through the beautiful gardens of Capri, which were filled with all sorts of exotic and really interesting flora, which was really nice to see. And it was a flora. Capri is just a really beautiful island, even if it is full of a lot of expensive stores that are very posh. And we didn't see any celebrities there that I'm aware of, but we were told that Ian Somerhalder had been there recently. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's apparently a big hotshot on the Vampire Diaries and a sex symbol, so a bunch of girls freaked out about that. But yeah, then we got to the top, and from there we could see all around the whole island, and you could see these beautiful bluff faces and the trail that was not in use because the rocks had fallen down and nobody took bother to fix it, but whatever. And we just got to look around and see the ocean and see a bunch of the really expensive boats and see the famous 3 rocks and all of that, and it was really, really pretty. It was a really nice too because there was a nice breeze up at the top, which was really relaxing, and it was a nice change of pace from the hot weather that we had been getting most of the rest of the day. So it was a good time on old Capri there. And then we got to ride a boat in the ocean around Capri, in which we saw Vesuvius, and then going around the corner of the island, you get to see this little bronze sculpture of a man on a rock who's supposed to wave travelers as they leave the island, so we waved to him. Then we got to see some of the cool rock formations that are around the island, and in one of these little caves, there's also one of the only natural arches in the world that is freestanding. And also, there's a little spot in one of the rocks that's supposed to be the face of the Virgin Mary, which people see all over the place, you know, but still. And it didn't exactly show up very well in my picture, but I'll point it out to you. So nothing really too exciting there, but then we got to drive through the tunnel that's in one of the rocks around Capri, which is really fun. And I'll sit back and let you guys enjoy that footage. And then we took a ferry over to Sorrento, in which you can see there it's both the peninsula and the city. And the city is actually built literally right into the cliffside of the rock, which is really kind of cool. And then there's levels on it, and there's various stairways and other things that you can take to actually get to the top of the city. And then there's a city that's actually like right along the coast, which is where our hotel was. But it was just really neat to see all these different ways that people got up and down the rock. And then there was also at the ferry dock we saw a boat called Captain Morgan, which I thought was hilarious. But then once we actually got to the upper levels of the city after we checked into our hotel and everything, I was just amazed at the views that were up there and how much you could see across the whole Mediterranean. It was just gorgeous. And then turning around from this viewpoint where we were, then you can turn around and go back into the actual city itself, and right in the middle of the plaza was just this really big, cool bit of trees that I really liked. And then we also have a toy dispenser that was in the shape of Tweety, but if you look closely, you can see exactly what the Italians call him, and it's actually rather hilarious in English. We saw a couple of the famous Sorrento lemon trees. Then we saw a statue of St. Bartholomew, I believe. And also in Sorrento, because they're famous for their lemons, they make them into this little slushy sort of thing that's called granitas, which is really delicious, and they had a lot of those that night. We saw a bunch of church art. We saw we saw a market. There was a whole market throughout the city, and they have these really beautiful tomatoes. So the sunset. Jeremy found this sun-kissed candle just perched on a wall, and he got really fascinated with it. And then there was just a little tiny column that we just saw, and it was really kind of cool. It was a really nice little city, and I'd like to go back. So yeah, that was my day. It was really nice.